So we have Imou's 4 megapixel 2K quality quad HD Wi-Fi cameras. We have the pan and tilt cruiser and also the Bullet 2. Hey, y'all have to check out these cameras' video quality coming up. Hello guys, LifeHackster here. Today we are going to check out not one, but two wired Wi-Fi cameras from a brand that some of you wanted me to check out. And that is the Imou brand. You were all asking me about this brand when they have their 1080p cameras. And now I got more interested when they released their 2K quality Quad HD cameras. And today we are going to check out their Bullet 2 and also their pan and tilt cruiser. Now the Bullet 2 I personally bought from Amazon and the cruiser was sent to me by Imou. So thank you Imou for sending me the cruiser to be reviewed. So the video specs should be the same on both cameras. And the main difference of the cruiser is that it is a pan and tilt version. So aside from the features and settings in the app, like the Bullet 2, it will have the pan and tilt controls and the smart tracking. So let's start with both of these cameras' features. Both are 4 megapixel cameras and has human detection, smart color night vision, which they have 4 different modes. And we will be talking more about this later on because this needs some tweaking. It has two-way talk, both has full duplex two-way audio. Weather resistant with IP67 for the Bullet 2 and IP66 for the cruiser. Both of them have active deterrence, which you can set the spotlights to flash when it detects motion and also trigger the 110 decibel siren. Both cameras have dual antennas for lesser interference and longer range. Now as to the field of view, these two cameras I have the 3.6mm lens, which with the Bullet, it is going to have a 108 degrees field of view, and the cruiser will have an 89 degree field of view. But strangely enough, as you will see later on, it seems like the cruiser will have a wider field of view. And supposedly Imou sells these with different focal lengths. As to video quality, both cameras have a 4 megapixel sensor which records in 2560 by 1440 pixel resolution or Quad HD or at 2K quality at 25 frames per second in daytime and at night. So these cameras can record to a microSD card inserted into the camera themselves, can record to Imou's NVR, or you can subscribe to their cloud storage which starts at $1.99 per camera per month. And with a microSD card installed, you can set scheduled recordings which can basically record 24/7, and you can install up to a 256GB card. Now as to the cruiser, which is a pan and tilt camera, it has a 0 to 355 degree pan and 0 to 90 degree tilt. You can manually control this or turn on smart tracking, which we'll test out later on. Time to do a quick unboxing. So let's start with the Bullet 2. We have some paperwork, a quick start guide, mounting screws and plastic anchors, weatherproof Ethernet coupler, and we have the power adapter, 12 volts 1 amp. And we have the camera itself, which is a traditional Bullet type design. This unit seems to be made of metal, but the other ones, like the 1080p version that I checked out before, was plastic. So we have the camera lens, the spotlights, mic and light sensor, and infrared LEDs in the front of the camera. And it has 2 MIMO antennas, and on the bottom we have the speaker. We have the reset switch and access to the microSD card slot. It has a traditional ball joint mount. As to the wires, it has an Ethernet port to directly connect to your router, but this is not a PoE type camera. You still need to use the 12 volt power adapter to power up the camera. Now let's open up the cruiser. Same thing, paperwork, weatherproof coupler, mounting screws, power adapter, and we have the mounting bracket. And we have the camera itself. Now this one is made of plastic, and this one will also have the 2 MIMO antennas. We have the camera lens, spotlights, light sensor, and infrared LEDs, mic in the bottom. So it pans 355 degrees and tilts 90 degrees. And this is where you will see the reset switch and the microSD card slot when you unscrew these screws. On the back, we have the speaker. Unscrew the screws on the cover to open up the microSD card slot and slide in the microSD card. Screw back in the cover and these cameras are ready to be set up. Now, I'm going to skip the setup process in this video, but just download the IMU app and follow the instructions, and you'll be able to set up these cameras pretty quick. Now let's do the installation. The Bullet 2 is pretty straightforward, and just screw in the base with the 3 screws. You can then use a Phillips driver to tighten the mount and secure the camera position that you set. As to the cruiser, screw in the mounting bracket to the wall. Thread the cables through the hole in the bracket. Align the camera to the bracket using the arrow guide, then turn the camera clockwise to secure it in place. Now these cameras have short cables, and the power adapter and its cable are not weatherproof, so you need to find a way to protect these cables or do a through the wall or ceiling type of install. Let's check out the settings in the app, which I'll demo the cruiser. The Bullet 2 should be the same except for the pan and tilt settings. In the main app page, you will see the snapshots of your cameras. Click on it to get to live view, which loads up pretty quick. I have the spotlights in dusk to dawn mode, so it is continuously on, and I'll talk more about it later on. We can get a snapshot, which will be saved in the app. Push the mic to start full duplex two-way audio. You can record the current live view, which will also be saved in the app. There is the Siren if you want to manually trigger it. And if the spotlights are off, you can turn it on from here, which in this mode, it will not work because it is already on. Now for the cruiser, it has the pan and tilt controls, where with a digital joystick, you can pan and tilt the camera. There is also the star icon to get to the bookmark positions that you set, which I already set up mine. To set this up, move the camera to the position that you want. Click the star and click the plus sign. Name this position and click OK to save. So now, just click on it and the camera will pan and tilt to the saved positions that you have set. Click the gear icon on the upper right corner to get to the camera settings. We have notifications, toggle on or off. Detection, where you can turn on or off the motion and or human detection. And with the cruiser, you can toggle smart tracking if you want. Detection schedule, and motion sensitivity from 0 to 5. Then activity zones, where it is a grid type and you can customize which areas you want to monitor. Alert tone, if you want to set the camera siren to go off when it detects motion. Cloud storage, if you signed up. Then we have local storage, where you can format the microSD card, and storage rule, where you can change the recording quality. And in here you can set scheduled recordings, where you can set up the camera to record 24/7. Then we have the spotlight, where you can toggle it to on to turn on when it senses motion at night. At this time, the only mode for the spotlight is flashing mode and doesn't have an option to make it light up constantly. Then we have night vision, which we have 4 options. Smart night vision, it is black and white infrared mode until it senses motion and will turn on the spotlights and it will start recording in color. Bright color night vision is for the spotlights to continually turn on at night, dusk to dawn. Then we have the infrared night vision, which I'll talk more about later on. Then we have the spotlights off color night vision, so lights will be turned off and the camera is in color mode. Let's check out the video and audio quality, but before that, if you find this video and my other videos helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And click the bell notification so as to get notified when I upload product reviews like this video, product updates, comparison videos, and long-term reviews.
So this is the video and audio quality of Imou's Cruiser, the pan and tilt version, and also the Bullet 2. And this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Running that test. So this is the video and audio quality of Imou's Cruiser, the pan and tilt version, and also the Bullet 2. And this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, 40. Ready, Mac test?
So we are going to test the motion alert notification speeds of the Imou's Cruiser and also the Bullet 2. And these are the 4 megapixel or 2K quality wired Wi-Fi cameras. And I'm on my LTE connection and it is 6:45. So let's check it out. And the spotlight should turn on when it detects motion and you will get a notification, which is pretty quick. I got the Bullet 2 first. And there is the Cruiser, a little bit delay on the Cruiser. So when you click and hold, you'll get a snapshot preview. And when you click on it, it will go to the buffered video, which it will show you from the start. Right there. Okay, so it's been about a minute. So let's see what the cool off or the cool down period between these two cameras. So the Imou's Cruiser and also the Imou's Bullet 2. And when the spotlight turns on, that means it detected motion. And yet I get the Bullet 2 again, and it seems like the Cruiser is a bit delayed, but it is still pretty quick. Now check this again with the Bullet 2, click and hold, and when you click on the snapshot preview, it says to check the live view, which should load up pretty quick. So we are going to test the maximum detection distance of these two cameras, the Cruiser and the Bullet 2, and both of them are set to human detection and also to the highest sensitivity. So let's check it out. We're gonna go 40 feet. So let's start at 40 feet. And if you will see there you go, you see the lights? That means it detected me, both of them. And I can see that the Cruiser is a bit delayed in notification, but both of them detected me at 40 feet. Cool. Okay, so we are going to test a specific feature of the Imou's Cruiser, which will be these, because it's a pan and tilt camera, will be its smart tracking. So it can track the movement. I've tested this. This is the third time I'm testing this. The last 2 times it didn't work. But now, hopefully, it will work. So it's not really reliable. And you can always outrun like any type of smart tracking. So I really don't use it. The only advantage would be if you're using live view, then you can manually pan and tilt the camera. So let's check it right now. There you go. See if it will follow me. It was facing that way. It didn't. See, just like that. It didn't even follow me. There you go. That took a while. Yeah, it's not reliable. See, I'm probably out of the field of view of the camera. Okay, let's talk about night vision. So these cameras have 4 modes in night vision, but there are some issues. First, the infrared mode. Now the light sensor on these cameras needs to be adjusted a bit because it needs to be really dark outside before it turns on the infrared night vision. And as you see, I have some ambient lighting in my backyard and it is still in color mode and it is too dark to see anything. Remember, the camera uses what the camera sees to detect motion. Next, we will talk about the spotlight. So you can set it for the spotlights to turn on when it detects motion to have clearer footage. Except that the spotlights will only flash and there's no option to change it to steady constant light when it detects motion. So you will end up with this.
There you go. I got the Cruiser to do the flashing light, and it's recording me right now. And this is what you will see. I'm not sure what the Imou is thinking. They don't have a constant mode of this, so they need to update this to be in constant mode.
Now, I'm not against flashing lights. It may actually be a good deterrent because it actually grabs attention if you see flashing lights at night compared to a steady one. But if you are a user reviewing the footage, you want the best possible footage. So I emailed my contact info and relay my concerns and see if they can add an option for the user either to have a constant or flashing spotlights. Well, they answered that supposedly the spotlights are not designed for lighting at night, and it is just as a warning light. But the thing is, there is another mode that you can select, which is the bright color night vision, which turns those spotlights to dusk to dawn lights. And this is the footage that you are going to get.
So this is the video quality of Imou's Cruiser and also the Bullet 2 at night. And this with the Cruiser's spotlight turned to, or its night vision mode turned to bright color night vision. So I've set it to bright color night vision, which the spotlights are turned on. So this is dusk to dawn, not in motion, but dusk to dawn. So this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yep, it is clear, right? So with bright color night vision, when it gets dark, the spotlights will turn on constantly all night until the next morning. And supposedly IMU designed these lights as a warning light only. Now let's get back to the infrared night vision. So if the area you're monitoring gets really dark, then the infrared night vision will kick in, and this is what it will look like. Okay, so I'm gonna try to manually trigger the infrared LEDs of the cruiser here by covering the camera with a box. Let me see here and see if it will trigger the night vision. I don't know if it can. There you go. I heard it. Yeah, the infrared LED is turned on, as you can see. Then we can test the night vision infrared mode.
So this is the video quality of Imou's Cruiser at night, and this with the infrared night vision turned on, and there's only one infrared LED, and this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Pretty clear night vision, except for one thing. The human detection doesn't work in night vision mode. And it seems like the brand doesn't know this, because this was the issue of their Bullet 2C, the 1080p version, which I was planning to review before, but I never got around to do it because of this issue. I was bombarded with false motion alerts at night from bugs flying around, and even when we turn on and off our lights inside the house. And this only happens at night. And it finally dawned on me when I was testing the 4 megapixel cruiser and the Bullet 2, because if you set the dusk to dawn spotlights, the bright color night vision mode, then the human detection works excellent and not a lot of false motion alerts. And this is because the cameras are in color mode all throughout the night.
This is the quality coming up Bullet. This is the audio quality coming up Bullet. This is the audio quality coming out from Imou's Cruiser. This is the audio quality coming out from Imou's Cruiser.
Show me cruiser.
Okay.
Cool. Stream Bullet 2 in Google Hub.
Sure, streaming Bullet 2 on Google Hub.
I like the cruiser better than the Bullet 2, and not because of the motion tracking, because it doesn't work. But I like that I can manually pan and tilt the camera and can also have pre-programmed bookmark positions, so that I can go from one position to the other by just one click. So if IMU can just add constant mode for the spotlight when it detects motion, work on its human detection or some type of algorithm for its night vision, and tweak the light sensor that activates the infrared night vision mode, then these cameras are a pretty strong contender to be the best. They already have the video quality in the bag, pretty responsive app, and the cameras barely have any latency, and no subscription with local microSD card recording, and you can even integrate these cameras to Imou's NVR, which I might need to check and test out in my future videos. Any questions? Comment down below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.